Are we working? All right, we have a microphone. Let's get started. Come on, tablet. Come on. Damn thing always fails at the wrong time. Broadcasting live from beautiful 49-degree downtown Cleveland. It's station WDWL TV. And we have not one, but 2 stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. And backed by popular demand, the Grumpy Jackalope. And I'm your host, the Grumpy Old Man. Oh, Jesus. And we're brought to you by Grumpy Vulture Productions. That's enough. Damn bird. This microphone's a little bit cattywampus here. Let's get it straightened out. That looks better. Well, folks, it appears that we'll call the medical team, wants to see how far they can push my insurance company. Because after the CT scan, it doesn't show what my oncologist wants to see. So now it's on to an MRI. Now, anybody that's experienced an MRI, it is a moment that will last in your memory forever. Because an MRI sounds like, let's put it, a dozen galvanized garbage cans rolling around inside of a metal dumpster. And they are so loud that even with headphones, you can hear them. Yeah, they insist on headphones. People don't, I try to explain, a CT scan, all you see is a spinning wheel and you hear a motor rev up. An MRI machine is completely different. It is so fucking loud. Even the newer machines. I mean, I had MRIs back in 2000, and holy shit, you'd come out of there deaf. Now, even with headphones with music playing, it sounds like a bunch of galvanized garbage cans banging around inside of a dumpster while it's being dragged behind a semi. Yeah, an MRI is an ungodly sounding machine. And you would think in 26 years they would improve these things. Nope. They're still, I think the last one I had earplugs and headphones playing music, and I still come out of it half deaf. So that's what I'm looking forward to in a couple of weeks. I think they want to see how far they can push my medical insurance. Talk about doctors making money for the hospital. Holy shit. Unbelievable. And with me, it's like one thing after another. And these horse capsules that I'm taking now for this this kidney infection, holy shit. I put one on my tongue and I take the toilet plunger and go in order to get it down my fucking throat. And hopefully, Kathy will be chiming in with the basketball score. Yeah, right now she's at the basketball game cheering on her grandson. And let's hope they win. Because they've had, well, up until the last game, they were undefeated. So let's hope that this is a winner tonight, because I think this is the playoffs. So fingers crossed, eyes crossed, toes crossed, that when the game is over, she chimes in and says it was a winner. And even though it was like, 57 degrees today, my lazy ass didn't put the battery in the shit box. So hopefully we have another warm day tomorrow or the day after, because I want to get that thing running again and get it up to the shop and find out why the battery keeps going dead. It appears it's the mechanic said it's something in the relay box. Evidently, when it got hit, there's a relay sticking open. So the new battery is sitting on the step in the house right now, keeping nice and warm. Yeah, my lazy ass could have put it in today. I didn't feel like it. I walked out the door, looked at the truck, and went, maybe tomorrow. Although I do miss driving it, so got to get it running. Not to mention it's got 2 flat tires. Yeah. I've had those rims sealed I don't know how many times. But the problem is, when you have aluminum rims and you get something like the city of Cleveland, you get 1 inch of snow and they put down 7 inches of salt, the salt gets in the bead and then it starts to corrode. And as it corrodes, it slowly pushes the tire away from the bead and creates a leak. Every year I have to take them in, they buff them down, they put 50 pounds of seam sealer on them, reinflate them, put them on the truck. Then about 3/4 of the way through the winter, they start going flat again. The guy said, well, you could cure that if you bought steel rims. I says to him, why am I going to put $200 worth of steel rims on a truck that I might get $100 for junk? Don't make any sense. Not to mention, what it would cost to dismount the tires off the aluminum rims and put them on the steel rims and rebalance. Nah. I'll just put up with them leaking. And this is something that occurs on any vehicle that has aluminum rims. And when you get an overabundance of salt on the road. Now, what people should do, and they don't, is once a week go to a car wash and take the power wand and do a continuous spray several times around where the bead of the tire meets the rim. That way you'll blow out 90% of the salt. You're never going to get it all out. But do I do that? No, because I pull into the car wash and they always point me the other way. No, you ain't bringing that in here. We don't have enough magnets to pick up the steel that you're going to blow off that truck with the car wash wand. Oh, okay. I mean, I do have a power washer, but I'm not going to drag it out in the middle of winter. I don't think so. Oh my God. I got a new generic brand today. Holy shit, this is worse than the last generic brand. Jesus. I don't think I can take drinking too much more of this. I'm starting to turn purple. Where did I? Oh, I lost my. Oh, I misplaced my damn notes. And shit, I forgot to. I just saw. God damn it! I just saw the note that said send Kathy the door blinkers. Well, I'll have to do it right after the show. While it's on my mind. I did it again. I didn't even look at the note. The note's sitting here in the console. I just saw it. Jesus. Unbelievable. I banged this mic and the spit screen isn't fitting tight against the bracket here. Come on, get down there. Get in the slot where you're supposed to be. Come on. There. All good. Yeah, it's where it's supposed to be. There we go. Yeah, I banged it and the damn thing fell off and went rolling across the room. And then I had to get the cat away from it. That's not a cat toy. Stay away from it. The walking belly. He's laying in my bed right now with his head on my pillow like usual. Got a whole bed to sleep on. I look in the bedroom. There he is. Feet in the air. Whack ball. Though I didn't look to see if I lost any more subscribers. I lost one. No big deal. And if you're watching, which I know you're tuning in because you just want to know what's going on, you didn't hurt my feelings. No big deal. Like I say, it ain't going to break me. But I know you unsubscribed because your feelings were hurt, so. But I know you're lurking in the background because Coming in every night was a habit. So I know you're lurking. Your unsubscribing didn't hurt me. If you really thought you were doing any damage to the channel, I'm not monetized, so it don't make any difference. Just saying. But if you thought you were going to hurt my feelings or I was going to beg you to come back, Grumpy don't beg. Your loss, not mine. But I know you're lurking. Because you really can't get away. I know you're lurking. You've probably been here since you unsubscribed. That's okay. No problem. And if you're lurking, I know you don't have the guts to get back in the chat. So, but I know you're out there lurking. Because you're addicted to Grumpy. That's all I'm going to say on the matter. We'll move on. Boy, I'll tell you what. I watched several cases today of Judge O'Donnell. Oh, man. That judge don't mince words whatsoever. I think today he must have said bullshit about a dozen times. Every time the defendant went, "Oh, I'm trying to change," bullshit. Well, I'm taking classes, bullshit. And then, oh man, today, I could not believe Judge Mogan. Oh my God. She is usually pretty mild. She will lose her temper at times. But usually she's pretty well composed, except today. You talk about someone dropping the F-bomb about 12 times. I almost fell out of the chair. I was like looking to make sure it was the same judge sitting on the bench. Boy, she didn't hold back today. Holy shit. That's one woman you don't want to piss off. Her and Judge Mogan, or and Judge West. Oh. Matter of fact, Judge West had one today. She laid into that guy. I thought the guy was going to cry. He thought he was going to get probation. Oh, she gave him 12 years. He was assured. He told his attorney before court started, "I'll get a couple years probation. I'll be right back out on the street." Evidently, she must have heard that. She said, "You're not amenable to probation. I'm sentencing you to 12 years. The guy's, "What?" She went, "Yep, 12 years and then 5 years probation after that." That's what happens when you come into court a little too cocky. Yeah, he said to his attorney, she'll give me probation, I'll be back out on the street. No problem. 12 years in jail. Oh. I loved it. Then another one of my favorite judges, Judge Stevens. He asked the guy in court, who's your drug dealer? And the guy wouldn't say. He asked him again, who's your drug dealer? And the guy wouldn't say. He said, well, you're not leaving here today because the guy was out on bond. The guy said, excuse me? He said, one more time, who's your drug dealer? I'd rather not divulge the name, Your Honor. They said, okay, you're going to sit in jail for 48 hours and think about whether you're going to answer me and tell me who your drug dealer is. That was another one. The look of shock on his face was priceless. Hey, look who's here, TB. How you doing, buddy? Really? Yeah, the major problem is I can't make any adjustments while I'm... See, I can't remember how to set this damn thing. I don't know if that made it better or worse. I took this thing out of the box and I just plugged it in. Really? This mic's not supposed to have a delay. All right, let me back it down a notch. I can't remember if that's earphones or... You know, I had this thing adjusted, and when I took it off the boom, I screwed up all the adjustments, and I didn't do a sound check. Yeah, all I did was popped it on the boom, plugged it in, and I didn't do a sound check because I thought everything was locked in place, but that's all right. I have a new mic coming. It's either going to be here tomorrow or Monday. And it's a top of the line podcasting mic. My buddy's son that has a studio out in Burbank, who tests a lot of equipment for manufacturers, said, I have got a podcasting mic that is just off the charts. And they sent him a dozen, and he only used 6 of them. So he had 6 brand new ones still in the box. And these companies, they don't want this shit back. They send it and they say, test it and do what you want with it. I'm trying to think of, oh, gee. I'm trying to think of the, damn, oh, geez. Now I'm going blank. Now all of a sudden my headphones went. Well, they're plugged in on the side. Oh, there we go. Evidently the connection. Oh. Yeah, the microphone TV he's sending me is an AKG Lyra. I think it's a C44 or a K44. I can't remember the number, but it's a Lyra. And he said, doing sound checks in his studio, outstanding podcast mic. So he sent me one, and it should be either here today or tomorrow. And I can't wait for it to get here because it looks like a mic that was used, back in the 50s or 60s, like Walter Cronkite, one of the square ones. Yeah, I've got, matter of fact, he sent me these. They're the AKG K240 Studio headphones. And man, you talk about perfect audio. Oh my God. I had an old, what the hell are those? Let me look. I got an older set of AKGs. There they are. Hold on. Or are these then? $240s. What are these? Those aren't the ones either. I have an older set of AKGs, and the first time I used these, it was like the other ones weren't even plugged in. The audio is unbelievable. So he's sending me. As a matter of fact, he runs several podcasts out of his studio. And he said everybody that used that Lyra microphone fell in love with it. I can't wait to get it. Like I say, according to the tracking number, it'll either be here tomorrow or Monday. But it's supposed to be a kick-ass mic. So we're going to put up with this one for a couple of days. And then we'll have the good one. And if that one works as good as he said, it will be my permanent microphone. Although, like I need another one. I've got like 30 microphones in this place. Although I didn't pay for any of them. My buddy, God rest his soul, the microphone man, he would go on Sweetwater and a mic would catch his eye and he would buy it. And then when he got it, he'd open the box and look at it. And then he would go over in his laundry room, and the laundry room has got shelves floor to ceiling, and put them on the shelf. I've got like 20 microphones that were never used. And he had like 100 easy. He'd buy them, look at them, put them on the shelf. And for his YouTube channel, he used one of the crappiest microphones. It's almost like that gold one that I bought for like $26. That's what he would use. And he had some microphones. I let his son take his pick, I didn't want to be greedy. He had some microphones that were, $1,000, $2,000 that he never used. He would buy them and put them on his shelf. Yeah, the golden microphone. I'll tell you what, that cheap piece of crap for 26, and I mean, it came with the boom arm and the cables and everything, $26. That is one amazing mic. Everybody tells me, that it sounded so good. Why did I get away from it? I like to change mics. But that golden mic, you can go on eBay. And the kit is like $26. You get the mic, you get the boom arm, you get the cables. It's a bottom of the line, basically cheap piece of crap. But the sound that comes out of it is unbelievable. Everybody says it's got great audio. I've got two of them. One that's over in Studio One is the original. And then I got a second one. I think I got it at a garage sale for $5. So I've got two golden microphones. And they're unbelievable. As a matter of fact, it sounds even better when you run it through a mixer and an interface, which I'm redoing Studio One. I've got it all torn apart. I've got a new idea for the whole studio over there, but it's a disaster right now. There's shit everywhere. And I plan on going back to the golden microphone over there because that's the mic I started with. As a matter of fact, TV, I'll tell you, what have I been on? 4 years now? I think 4 years. 4 years ago, I had no idea you could do this. I had no idea you could do this. And I had gone to broadcasting school and then frickin' school folded and I never got my broadcast certificate and I never pursued it because I wanted to be a disc jockey. And one day, I was sitting talking to my buddy and his grandson come up with his laptop. And he was showing us this YouTube video. And it was some dummy like me doing something. And I says to him, I asked him, I said, what is this? He says, it's YouTube. I said, what's a YouTube? He goes, people can start a channel and broadcast and do what they want. I said, really? I said, I tell you what, next weekend, come over to my house, set my computer up on this YouTube thing, and tell me how to operate it. Now, mind you, this kid's like 8 or 9 years old. And that's how I got my start. And if you ever looked at a lot of my original videos, I made them with a GoPro camera sitting in my backyard. I pulled out a lawn chair, I set up a GoPro camera, and that's how I did my original shows. Although they were taped. They weren't live like this. And then my buddy's grandson said, well, buy a microphone and set yourself up a studio, and here I am. Not much of an improvement from back in the day, but here I am. I had no idea what the hell YouTube was. And had he not come up with his laptop, I still wouldn't have known. Well, I would have known, but I wouldn't have been some goofy ass giving his opinions every night. Speaking of doorbell, I bought one of them doorbell cams. And I have a bad habit. I'll get something and I'll set it aside and then I forget about it. And today I was going through boxes of stuff and I went, oh, my doorbell cam. So that's my project for the weekend, to put my doorbell cam up. That way when somebody rings the doorbell, I can see them and talk to them. I bought it and forgot about it. What else did I find today? Oh yeah, I found my other camera. It's a security camera. The only problem is I have to figure out how to work it. I hate this shit where you download an app on a phone. Give me the old CCTV cameras where you plug them into a monitor, and I hate this shit. Download this app, download that app. I mean, I realize we're a world of cell phone users. But we have gotten to the point, every stinking thing has to have an app that you operate off your cell phone. Like I say, this stupid thing. Download the app. 360 Wi-Fi cloud camera. But in order to work it, I have to download an app. And then it says it takes a TFT card. I've yet to find the slot where you plug, the micro SD card in. Can't find it. And the stupid thing doesn't have any instructions. I've noticed more and more items that I buy lately, like this, don't come with any instructions. You're supposed to know how, Now, maybe when I download the app, it will show me where to plug the memory card in. I have looked this thing over. The only slot is the USB Type-C charging cord. Otherwise, I can't find it. I don't know where it's at. It takes a memory card. I have no idea where it plugs in. There are some items I would like to run off my computer. No. You have to download an app. Everything. Download an app. Download an app. That's like... And my buddy knows how much I hate apps. Now, he lives up in Massachusetts and owns 3 McDonald's franchises. And I was complaining that you don't get any bargain deals anymore. At one time you get 2 for 1. I said, there's nothing to bring seniors in anymore. You don't get no deals. What does he email me back? Have you downloaded the McDonald's app? No. Well, download the app. They always have specials on the app. I don't want the app. But if I'm going to get a discount on a burger, I guess I have to download the app. I was talking to a friend of mine today, and I was telling him McDonald's they're bringing out a new burger. It's called the Arch Burger. It's a half pounder. You get 2 quarter-pound patties. It's a half pounder and 3 slices of cheese, which makes it a gooey mess, but that's beside the point. This Arch Burger is $9. Just for the burger. $9. I remember back in the day, $9 at McDonald's would feed a whole softball team. And that's with fries, drinks, sandwiches. $9 for a burger at McDonald's. We're not talking no gourmet burger from some high-end restaurant. And Burger King is they're finally making improvements to the Whopper. They've gone with a better bun from what they say is a high-end bakery. Better mayo, probably Hellman's. And get this, better meat. Better meat. What kind of meat have they been using? Ostrich? Aardvark? Yeah. The new Whopper is going to have better meat. And the new Whopper is coming in a box. No more wrapping paper. It's coming in a box. When you get done eating the Whopper, I guess you eat the box. But yeah, the new Whopper is coming in a box. More for the landfills. You know, sandwiches used to come in boxes. Then they were like, oh, we got to go green. So they went with wrapping paper. Now, we're going back to the box. I guess the landfills aren't filling up enough. Yeah, the new Whopper comes in a box. And so does the Archburger. The Archburger comes in a box. McDonald's announces the Archburger in a box, and then Burger King has to follow right away with a new Whopper in a box. With better mayo. I've been complaining about the mayo on the Whoppers for years. Now they're finally going to better mayo when I haven't had a Whopper in years. I can almost imagine the price of a Whopper. I think the last time I bought a Whopper, it was $2. What's a Whopper now? 6, 7? I haven't been in Burger King in years. The only fast food place I go to is Rally's. In some parts of the country, also known as Checkers. Because they always have deals. A couple weeks ago, they had 2 big Bufords for $6. Man, I was in there like somebody shot me in the ass. Now, Checkers has been advertising this new, what do they call it, smash burger. It's like a double cheeseburger with extra cheese, and I'm going to have to stop and find out if my Rally's has a smash burger. Because if they do, I'm going to try it. Yeah, they always got all kinds of bargains. Last week it was like 2 chicken sandwiches for $5. Now that's a bargain. And I hear more people complain about Rally's. I like their food. I've never had a bad burger or chicken sandwich from Rally's. And their prices have always been pretty decent. And it makes it convenient because Rallies is only 5 minutes away from me. Right next door to McDonald's. As a matter of fact, it's Food Lane. We have Taco Bell, McDonald's, Rallies. So basically, the way business goes, if Taco Bell drive-through is backed up, people will pull down the street to McDonald's. If McDonald's drive-through is backed up, they'll pull into Rallies because 90% of the time Rallies isn't backed up. And I think that's how Rallies gets most of their business. And you know, when you're drunk coming out of a bar at 2 a.m., any sandwich is good, no matter how bad. Oh, I need a burger. McDonald's, Taco Bell's busy. McDonald's, Rallies, I'll pull in there. Because 90% of the time you're so drunk you don't taste it. Yeah, you make the turn down the street and it's Food Lane. Taco Bell, McDonald's, Rallies. You got 3 choices of ptomaine poisoning. Take your pick. If I ate a bean burrito from Taco Bell the next morning, I'd have enough gas to fill the Goodyear blimp. There was one thing I used to really love, and I don't know if Taco Bell still has it. The taco pizza. I loved that taco pizza. And then they did away with it. Now, I don't know if they, like I say, I haven't been in Taco Bell in ages, and I refuse to download the app. But if they had the taco pizza, I'd go in there. I would get the taco pizza with extra sour cream. And I'd get 2 of them. That's how much I liked them. Matter of fact, the one girl got used to seeing me. I'd walk in, and she'd go, 2? Yep, 2. She'd yell in the back, 2 taco pizzas, extra sour cream. Thank you. Yeah, it was always the same time at night. And it seemed like every time I came in, the same girl was working. I wouldn't even get to the register. And she'd go, 2? 2. And then by the time I got to the register, she'd be waiting for my money. But I really liked that taco pizza. That's like McDonald's. You know, they claim certain items don't sell. They used to have, and people my generation will remember it, a sandwich called the McDLT. And basically what it was a quarter pounder with lettuce and tomato. And it came in a divided styrofoam container. And the sandwich was on one side and the lettuce and tomato was on the other, and you made your own sandwich. And their advertising was it keeps the hot side hot and the cold side cold. Because when you got your sandwich, you would put your lettuce and tomato on, and it would be nice and crispy and, not wilted. And then they did away with it. Of course, they had the McRib, and they do away with that, which don't bother me because the McRib tastes like cardboard with barbecue sauce. I don't know how people can say that's a good tasting sandwich. Oh my God, the McRibs were nasty. I don't even think they had rib meat in them. I think they were kangaroo. When they did away with that sandwich, it didn't break my heart. And then a couple years later, back by popular demand, the McRib. Blah. I'm a connoisseur of ribs. That sandwich didn't taste anything like a rib. No way, shape, or form. Matter of fact, I got ribs in the freezer. I'm going to have to defrost them and make them. Yeah, I got a nice baby back rib in the freezer. And I got it down to a science. You marinate them in cider vinegar for about half hour, 45 minutes. Then you put them in aluminum foil and seal them up. You put them in a 250 oven for 4 hours. Don't touch them. Just 250, 4 hours. Open them up, barbecue sauce them down. Leave them in for about another 15, 20 minutes. Oh, perfect. You go to pick them up and the bones just fall right out of them. And they're so tender, somebody like me without teeth can eat them with no problem. Because the bones come out clean. Just pick the bones out, bing, 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 and have all that nice barbecue rib meat. Yeah, it sounds tasty. I'll have to take them out of the freezer in the morning. Give them a nice slow defrost. Sounds good. Well, the basketball game must be going into overtime. I thought Kathy would be here by now to give us the final score. She said she'd be popping in. Hope you pop in soon, Kathy. You know, the walking Billy pops in anytime between 8 and 8:30. Feed me. Now I jinx myself. He'll be popping in here now. Don't pop in early, no. Yeah, the walking belly. All 22 pounds of him. I remember when he used to be this cute little kitty. There he is at 6 months old. That cute, adorable little kitty. Now he's like, brrr. Yeah, he was adorable. Well, not really. Oh, was he a brat? Oh my God, I tried to give him back to the shelter twice. Twice I tried to give him back. If you accidentally left the lid up on the toilet, he would go in there and empty it of all the water. There'd be water everywhere. He'd be soaking wet, and there wouldn't be a drop. But he never messed with his water bowl. Anything else with water in it, he would go berserk. His water bowl, for some reason, he wouldn't touch. I remember one day I walked in the bathroom, there was fucking water everywhere. I was like, what the hell? Then he come walking around the corner all soaking wet. Give me a look. I'm like, damn you. If the dishpan would be in the sink with water in it, he'd be out there in the kitchen sink. Water going everywhere. But for some strange reason, he never would mess with his water bowl. I guess because he likes to drink water. I bought him one of them cat fountains. He loved it. And then the pump quit. I'm like, damn it. And you can't just order a pump. You have to buy the whole fountain. I said, I ain't buying another fountain. Out come the water bowl here. Yeah, he loved that fountain. The water'd pour out. He'd be underneath it. Blah, 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 blah. Then one day, the water was going drip, drip. I took the pump out, cleaned the shit out of it. Never worked right. I went to the pet store, and the pump was more than the whole kit. I said to the guy, I said, the kit's $20. You get 25 for a pump? Yep. I said, forget it. He don't need a cat fountain that bad. Oh my God, is that nasty? Oh man. That shit's worse than the last generic. Yeah, I go in today, I walk over to the 40-foot aisle of cranberry drinks. No ocean spray, unsweetened. I go over to the generic that I had. No, unsweetened. This is the number 2 generic. It's worse than the last shit. Jesus. I'm starting to think that my primary care doctor owns a cranberry farm. I said, when can I stop drinking this shit? When I tell you. I've drank 50 gallons of this shit so far. That's all right. 50 more. Wonderful. He's laying right outside the door. I'm waiting for him to open the door and walk in. I just saw him lay down. I can see by the light coming in under the studio door. He's laying right outside the door. Well, any minute now, the belly will be in here. Feed me. Come on, Kathy, before the walking belly comes in. Must have gone into overtime. Usually she's home by now. The game starts at 6. Maybe they had an after-game celebration. Yeah, because she messaged me earlier today. She goes, basketball game, 6 o'clock. I'll be in after the game. The game don't take this long. Should have been over by 7. 7:15 maybe at the latest. Come on, Kathy, we're on a timer here. Because as soon as the walking belly comes in, that signals show over. Gee, I couldn't believe it today. I gave my tablet a good cleaning. What the hell? Come on. I took it out of the case. I gave it a good cleaning because the screen was yucky. I thought this thing was 14 years old. It's 18 years old. And still going strong. Now, the battery is getting weak. 18-year-old tablet. Still going. It's an LG. I couldn't believe it. I went in and looked at the specs. I was like, you gotta be kidding. I hadn't realized I had this thing that long. And basically, I got it for free. If you signed up for a year, for the internet add-on, which was $5. All right, it cost me $60. You got this tablet for free from AT&T if you signed up for the year of internet service for the tablet. And I hadn't realized it's been 18 years and this thing is still going strong. God, I've had friends that were lucky an iPad lasted 5. Although, Apple has a bad habit. You can only download so many updates to their iOS. And then the tablet is like null and void. It won't take another update, and you end up having to buy another tablet, which is bullshit. I update this thing every time it says update, and 18 years, this LG tablet. And if I could figure a way of replacing the battery, it would probably go even longer. But in order to replace the battery, you got to pry the case apart, and I'd probably break the screen. But I just keep charging it up. And that works like a charm. A lot of LG electronics are really great. This tablet, for one, I've got a 13-year-old LG TV that still works perfect. But boy, some of the LG appliances scare the shit out of me. And I've got that LG washer, which I hate. Goddamn thing got more bells and whistles and plays more tunes. Enough to drive you crazy. Well, speaking of driving somebody crazy, here he is. You're early. I know you're starving. Oh, yeah, the nice kitty. Well, since Kathy isn't here, and it don't look like she's going to show up, I'm going to go feed the walking belly. So we're going to call it an evening. We know where, right here, WDWL TV, home of not one, but 2 stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. And with that, everybody have a wonderful rest of your evening, and we will meet again tomorrow night. And we will now have the 2 obligatory see yas per OBS. See ya number 1, and see ya number 2.